Good morning. Welcome to Agial International Language School. Today we are going to talk about the types of compounds. In nature, there is a countless number of existing compounds, so they can be classified according to their properties into acids, bases, and they also called alkali, oxides, and salts. Number 1, acids. They are substances which dissociate in water producing positive hydrogen ion. Dissociate means to be separate or not connected to each other. The chemical formula for all mineral acids begin with hydrogen joined with number 1 of the negative atomic group except hydroxide group like sulfuric acid, nitric acid, and carbonic acid, or one of non-metal elements except oxygen like hydrochloric acid and hydrobromic acid. Properties of acids. Number 1, they have a sour taste like in lemon. Number 2, they change the color of blue litmus paper into red. Number 2, bases. They are substances which dissociate in water producing negative hydroxide ion, and the chemical formula for all bases end with hydroxide group OH, like sodium hydroxide or caustic soda NaOH, potassium hydroxide KOH, and calcium hydroxide or lime water CaOH2. Properties of bases. Their aqueous solution have a bitter taste and feel slippery like in cantaloupe. Slippery mean smooth, wet, or covered in something such as ice or oil. Number 2, they change the color of red litmus paper into blue. So, if you have two unmarked tubes, one contains an acid and the other contains a base, how you can differentiate between them? Yes, by putting two litmus paper, red and blue, in each tube. If the color of the blue litmus paper changes into red, the tube contains the acid. And if the color of the litmus paper changes into blue, the tube contains the base or alkali. Number 3, oxides. They are compounds resulted from the combination between oxygen and an element, even though it's a metal or a non-metal. So they can be classified into metal oxide and non-metal oxide. Metal oxide, they are formed from combination between oxygen and the metal, like sodium oxide Na2O, aluminum oxide Al2O3. Non-metal oxide, they are formed from the combination of oxygen with a non-metal, like carbon dioxide and aluminum oxide. Number 4, salts. They are compounds resulted from the combination of a positive metal ion or a positive ionic group with a negative non-metal ion except oxygen, or a negative atomic group except hydroxide group. And they exist within the components of the Earth's crust or dissolved in water of seas and oceans. To facilitate the classification of them, I said salt produced from combination of positive metal ion with maybe negative non-metal ion, like sodium chloride NaCl, or lead bromide PPBr2, or with a negative atomic group like sodium nitrate NaNO3, or anhydrous copper sulfate CuSO4. Number 2, positive atomic group with maybe negative non-metal ion, like in ammonium chloride, NH4Cl, or ammonium bromide, NH4Br. Or with a negative atomic group, like in ammonium carbonate, NH4,2CO3, or ammonium nitrate, NH4NO3. Properties of salts, they are variant in some of their properties, such as color, taste, smell, solubility in water, and others. So they differ according to the solubility in water into salt dissolved in water, like sodium chloride, NaCl, potassium sulfate, K2SO4, calcium nitrate, CaNO3,2, or sodium sulfide, Na2S. Number 2, salts don't dissolve in water, like silver chloride, AgCl, lead iodine, PpI2, and lead sulfate, PpSO4. Remember, all of carbonate salts don't dissolve in water except sodium carbonate, potassium carbonate, and ammonium carbonate. Now, identify the type of the following compound and explain your answer. Number 1, lead bromide. Yes, it's a salt due to the combination between positive ion with a negative ion. Number 2, sodium oxide. Yes, it's called oxide due to the combination between metal, which is sodium, with oxygen gas. Number 3, sulfuric acid. Yes, acid, due to the presence of positive hydrogen ion. Number 4, yes, calcium hydroxide. It's a base, due to the presence of a negative hydroxide ion. Thank you. Goodbye and have a nice day.